What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another build video. In this series, I pick a random minifigure off my minifig wall, and we build a MOC surrounding that figure. Last time I picked out Imperial Commander Cody, and we made a couple MOCs with him. But this time I want to try something different. Today I wanted to try something a little new and do an original trilogy MOC. As you may know, I do love the Clone Wars, but I wanted to try original trilogy, something with Empire and Rebels and stuff like that, just because I never really do it. But the main goal for this MOC is to work on the rock work. It's something I really haven't tried, but I really want to work on a little bit more. And since the last video I said I was going to do some foliage and I didn't do any foliage, I really wanted to really focus on that in this one. Also, I was perusing Instagram and I saw a post from Wan Bricks. And in one of his MOCs, he had the black border and everything like that, but also the terrain kind of going over the black border, which I thought was so cool. So I wanted to give that a try as well in this MOC. But without further ado, let's get started. First things first, I gotta go over to the minifig wall and pick out our favorite trooper, the Imperial Patrol Trooper. Been wanting to use this guy in a MOC for a while. This wouldn't be a Lego Men 360 MOC if I didn't use the spring-loaded shooters for filler brick. So I didn't have a lot of the green plates, so I had to use a green base plate. It matched up pretty well, so it wasn't super noticeable, but I also knew I'd be covering it in grass and other foliage, so it's not really that big of a deal. I knew I wanted to have some sort of water feature in here, so I started with the riverbed, but that would also eliminate some of the green plates I would have to put down. I was also watching the Brick Wiz, and his trees that he used for one of his MOCs were super awesome. I'll link to his video and the creator's PDF instructions in the description down below. So for the rock work, I wanted to do an archway as well as a waterfall, kind of incorporate the two. I wanted the Marauder to come through the archway, so that's what I started off doing. Really tried to mix up layering with the inverted and just slopes, adding a lot of dimension to it, a lot of jagged edges and stuff like that, and even adding in some of the rock parts that Lego does offer. And I think that helped a lot with the detail. The thing that helped me out a lot with this was kind of just going as random as possible, not trying to make it too geometrical, just kind of being like, what would a rock do? On top of this rock formation, obviously I'm going to have like a river come down to a waterfall that connects to the river at the base. Wanted to add some green, but not just a flat plate or anything like that. I wanted some sloping here. So that's what I did. I added a bunch of these 1x2 green slopes and decided to stagger them a bit. Definitely could have done a better job with it, but I think overall it came out pretty well. Now I'm working on the waterfall. Just adding some blue in here for the trans blue on top. Just a very simple technique of just using bricks. And for the black border is just a bunch of 2x2 bricks with some tiles on top. I added some studs here and there just to add a little bit of texture. And obviously you can see that I'm gonna be trying this kind of terrain spillover for the border here. Kind of just wung it. I didn't really have a plan in mind, but kind of just trying to make it all flow, you know what I mean? And it turned out pretty good. I just didn't have enough green parts. Definitely need to get more green slopes in the future. And then I wanted to try kind of like the water spilling out too, just to add a little something extra. And then for the rock formation and the archway, I added some kind of vines and all these pink flowers. Added a big pop of color to it, which I really love. I did end up hiding some of the detail, but overall I think it was worth it. And I'm kind of doing the same thing, just adding a bunch of these flowers to these vine pieces. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add them to the top here. Way easier than using grass parts, and honestly it covers a lot more surface area, so it worked out pretty well, and I might use this technique more in the future. I also added another small tree on top of the arch here. I also added a couple rocks here and there, just to add some contrast to the base here. I added a whole bunch of grass and some other leafy parts. Maybe some of the spruce trees here and there. Just want to cover up as much as possible. And we are all done. I think this mock turned out really well. Very happy with myself in terms of the rock formations and stuff like that. It's my first time ever really tackling it. Definitely learned a lot from it. I built some of this on a live stream and I asked you guys what Easter egg I should add into the back here. A lot of you gave some great suggestions, but I ended up going with the Mandalorian, kind of finding all this treasure. I thought it was pretty neat and it kind of fit into the original trilogy kind of theme. I also decided to have water kind of spilling out over it. Thought that was a cool effect. Nothing fancy, but definitely very cool. And then on the corner here with the train kind of spilling over, I thought I did a pretty good job with that. I don't have as many green pieces as I thought I did, so that's why it's kind of small. I hope you all enjoyed this build video. I had a lot of fun making this, and I think for the next mock I'm gonna do is Camino. Nothing crazy or anything like that, but I definitely want to try my hand at like those circular platforms and stuff like that. And I also have a lot of trans blue that I can add for the water and stuff like that. So it'll definitely be a cool video, so keep your eye out for that. But again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.